Valery Zorkin is the head of Russia's constitutional court, which means he's the top judicial leader in the country. So he's equivalent to the Chief Justice of the U.S. Supreme Court. And he wrote an article that should scare the shit out of Russian citizens. According to Business Insider, he argues, quote, "The global situation is becoming increasingly more dangerous, and the system of international law is now based on free interpretations from a position of strength. He doesn't agree with the free interpretations of international law and suggests that it might be corrected by increased legal authority." Then he quickly, according to Business Insider, switches gears from that to serfdom. Quote, he advocates serfdom and says that it was the main staple holding Russia together in the 19th century. He subsequently justifies his argument by saying that serfdom is beneficial for the serfs. How convenient that is. Quote, this is his words. Even with all of its shortcomings, serfdom was exactly the main staple holding the inner unity of the nation. It was no accident that the peasants, according to historians, told their former masters after the reforms, "We were yours and you ours." Isn't it fascinating that a guy who has this tremendous position of authority and power in Russia, being the head of their judicial system in essence, that he wants other people to lower themselves and become serfs? You know, I think that if he was in their position, maybe he wouldn't advocate for that. Maybe he would be more strongly in favor of individual rights or a system of democracy or something along those lines. It's always stunning to me when people who are in this position advocate conveniently for something that serves their purposes, and then they act like that's not a motivating factor, as if it's ridiculous to bring up the fact that, well, wouldn't that help you and Putin and this ruling class in Russia, the oligarchs? It's like, no, not at all. I was just saying the serfdom is good for the serfs. When they're second-class citizens and they're fucking rationed food and they're forced to work whenever we say and all that stuff. It's great for them. Good stuff for them. Gives them discipline. How about your punk ass get some discipline? How about you go out in the fields? You want me to get you a rake? You want me to get you a hoe? Not the kind of hoe you want to see. A garden hoe? You go to work a little bit, man? How about that? Break a sweat. Builds character, dude. I'm not saying it for me, for my purposes. I'm saying it for you. It'll help you. No, it's so ridiculous. See, this is the thing. I get angry when I read articles like this because I naively think, I guess I'm more optimistic than some believe, that some ideologies, they're dead, or they're dying off, or they have to die off because they're just so fucking stupid and they make no sense. One of those being serfdom. Another one being the caste system, but that still exists in some places. Others being, I don't know, fascist dictatorships, Nazism. Did you know in Italy there's a whole new movement, this adoration and this love now, and of course a minority of the population, but it exists, that they're now fetishizing and looking through rose-colored glasses at what Mussolini used to be. Oh, yes, bring back fascism. Bring back the guy who we killed and hung in the middle of the fucking street because he did such a fantastic job. And you know what their argument is? I'm not kidding about this. They say he made the trains run on time. So for a little bit of order, you sacrifice all of your freedoms and live under a fascist dictatorship where one dude tells everybody everything. Okay? Insanity, but there are some people who believe in it. The Golden Dawn Party in Greece, they believe in neo-Nazism to this day. I mean, their flag has what looks like a swastika neo-Nazi or Nazi symbol. Whatever happened to just some ideologies dying off because they suck, because there's no evidence they work, and they blow donkey cock? Why is communism not totally dead? Okay, it didn't work, people. I'm sorry. From each according to his ability, to each according to his need is idealistic and moronic. Okay, didn't work. Communism should be dead. Fascist dictatorships should be dead. Serfdom should be dead. The caste system should be dead. Monarchy should be dead. Look, I get it. In Britain and other places, it's just symbolic. The Queen doesn't do shit, okay? But I'm talking about legit kingdoms and legit monarchies where they're like a dictator. They rule everything. That should be dead. I mean, we're not over this yet. Oligarchies. The United States of America is a fucking oligarchy. I don't care what anybody tells you. Or my old saying that people like to bring up to me now. We are an oligarchy. We are a kleptocracy. We are a plutocracy. All those mean, they're political science terms that mean basically the same thing. Government of, by, and for the rich, of, by, and for the ruling class. That's what we are. How are we not over this? You know, so many ideologies exist that should be dead, gone, buried, spit on, burnt, fucking fried, anything. Just go away. But no, they still exist. Because people are morons, and because the systems have not caught up to the rational people, to the intellectuals, and we're doomed to repeat history over and over, and people are going to die, and situations are going to suck, and all the while, you know, we have to sit here and read comments from the head of the Russian judicial system. Oh, I love serfdom. Serfdom is fantastic. You know what else you should love? Reading. History, getting a higher IQ, giving a fuck about rationality. But I know you're not going to do that.